Are you an artist about to start your first paint party event, but you're afraid that people might not show up? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you some ways to prevent this from happening. And if that's something you're interested in, stick around. Hi, everybody. This is JJ Long from JJArtworks, and welcome to our official YouTube channel, where we help artists create profitable paint party businesses. Thank you so much for being here. We truly appreciate the love and support. So this question comes from the Potter's Clay, and their question is, can you do a video on getting started, the mindset we should have when getting started, and how to get over the fear of people not showing up? So there's actually kind of two questions packaged into this question. So one has to do with the mindset of getting started as a business owner, and the other one is a question about the fear of people not showing up. So let's talk about the mindset first. So when this is your first time starting a paint and sip company, and this is your first time actually teaching in front of a group of people, I want you to have the mindset that in the beginning, it might be a little bit messy. It's going to be a little difficult. This is your first time, offering new skills to the marketplace. This is your first time possibly teaching. This is possibly your first time getting in front of a group of people and just painting. So give yourself some grace, make peace with yourself, and just understand that this is your first time trying something new. So you're going to make some mistakes in the beginning. So that's the first thing. The other thing I want to say is that there is definitely light at the end of the tunnel. So I would say the first 5 events you do, you might be a little off kilter, you might be a little wobbly, you might make some mistakes, and things just might be a little tricky. But I would say after you've done maybe at least 10 events or a dozen events, you'll start building more confidence. You will get into a rhythm. You won't have to spend as much time preparing for events. Things will just kind of happen automatically. And the other thing I recommend if you're first starting out, before you even start your first paint party event, what I would recommend is that you rehearse. So you want to rehearse your teaching ability. You want to rehearse actually setting up for an event. So I would highly recommend you set up some tables and chairs, and you put on the tablecloth, and you set up the easels and the aprons and the plates and the paints and the brushes, and you kind of go through that whole entire process from start to finish. And I would even recommend that you time yourself. So this is just a quick tip in order to overcome fear. I really feel that all fear stems from a lack of preparation. And just a quick side note, if you don't know my history, so I'm also an actor and a musician, and I rehearse a ton. So I promise you, the more you rehearse, the more confident you'll get when you go out into the public and perform or do something. So definitely practice, practice, practice. And I promise you, the first few events you do, you'll be more prepared, understand you're going to make mistakes, but then understand that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I think once you hit that 10 event mark, you will be doing things on autopilot. So that's the mindset to have, okay? So that's the mindset. Your second question is how to get over the fear of people not showing up to your event. So my experience as a paint and sip business owner is that we do 90% of our events, 90% of our events are private events, and then maybe 10% are public. So I have a lot of experience doing private events. I always recommend private events over public events, but I'm assuming your event might be a public event because you have a fear of people not showing up. So maybe you booked an event, or you're in the process of booking an event at a bar or restaurant, and you were kind of relying on people to purchase a ticket link through your website, and you have that fear that people aren't going to show up. It's a legitimate fear. I've been there. I totally get it. And you want people to show up because and the bar and restaurant wants you to show up because that's how they make money from people buying drinks and ordering food. So if your event is indeed a public event, that fear never goes away. I'm so sorry to break it to you. That fear never goes away. And that's why I always recommend private events over public events. So let me share with you, if you're new to our channel, let me share with you the difference between a private event and a public event. So a public event, like I said, people are buying a ticket link, ordering a ticket off your website, and you're relying on the general public to sort of come to your event at this public venue. A private event is completely different in the fact that you're dealing with usually like one person. So this is where, an individual might reach out to you, a charity, an organization, a corporation, and they're coming to you with a group of people already ready to paint. So, you might get an email from someone that says, "Hey, JJ," or "Hey, Susie, I'd like to hire you on this date at this time for a group of like 20 to 30 people. Are you free that day?" And then you just say, "Yes, I'm available that day." And then you either send them the ticket link or the invoice, and boom, they pay you. And you're guaranteed to have around 20, 30 people. The other benefit of working with one person, and God forbid if maybe 5 people don't come out that day to the private event, you still get paid for the amount of people that they promised you. So say you do a private event for 30 people and only 25 people show up, you still get paid for that amount of people. So the fear of people not showing up isn't really there. So I really, really highly recommend private events. But having that said, if you are doing a paint party at a public event, I've had some success doing public events. I don't want to say that I've never had success or that you can't make a living doing that, because plenty of people do. It's just that you're probably going to have to do some type of marketing to get more people inside. So I would highly recommend that the first thing you do is promote to your friends and family and say, "Hey, I'm doing this public event at this bar restaurant. Would love it if you could come out and support me." And you really, really kind of call on your tribe of people on your inner circle to sort of come out to your first couple events. What I've seen happen is when I book a public event and I, email blast all my friends and family, they'll pretty much come out to the first 1 or 2 events. But the goal isn't to make a living off of your friends and family. I know I kind of preach friends and family a lot on this channel, but it's really just to get momentum started. It's to build some traction in the beginning, because you're not in the business to make money off your friends and family long term. You do want to start, meeting new people and strangers that are eventually going to turn into lifelong customers. So, in the beginning, promote to your friends and family to kind of get some initial butts and seats, right? Post on social media, blast everybody like as much as humanly possible, at least once a day or 3 to 5 times a week, right? You might have to do Facebook ads or Instagram ads. I don't have a ton of experience doing that, but I know that in order for you to convert strangers to customers and get them in the door, you have to somehow make a touch point where they're going to discover you and, "Oh my God, Susie has a paint party coming up here and they seem like a good company. This could be a great opportunity just to have fun, a night out with friends and family." So they'll buy a ticket. For the first initial event, say you do have a bunch of friends and family that come out. While you're there, pass out your business cards and postcards like water. Promote to people at the bar, promote to the managers, promote to people walking in. You want to do as much promotion as you possibly can to get people in the door. Also make sure that the bar or restaurant owner, that they promote to their mailing list and they put your event on their website, because I've had that happen where the bar restaurant, "Oh yeah, JJ's teaching this Wednesday," and they don't even think about it until the day of. You want to work with somebody that's actually going to help promote the event on their social media channels, on their email newsletter, on their website, right? So those are kind of the solutions, I would say, to get over the fear of people not showing up. For public events, unfortunately, I feel like that fear is always going to be there. For private events, that fear sort of goes away. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that was somewhat helpful. If you haven't, booked your event yet, I would try to do a private event first, but you do you. It's totally up to you. I do have some exciting news to share with you if this is your first time visiting or if you are a long-time subscriber here. So I just wrote my first free ebook. It's called Paint Party Freedom. You can actually get it for free on the JJArtworks website. And basically, it's explaining my personal 17 reasons why you should start a paint sip business now. And I know some of you might be on the fence. You might be a little cautious or nervous about starting your own paint sip company. I promise you, it is a super rewarding industry to be in. I've been doing this for over 11 years, and I'm still able to make a living, a good living, doing what I love to do in life. So definitely, I'll leave a description to the book below. Check it out. And if this is your first time subscribing, or sorry, first time visiting our channel, please subscribe. That would be super awesome of you. And if you're curious as to what supplies we use at JJ Artworks, I have links in the description below of all the supplies we use. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, that's something I do offer. Check out JJArtworks.com and I can help you over there. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks again to the Potter's Clay for this awesome question. And I'll talk to you all in another video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.